Okay, welcome back. This is James Possible. This is part 2. And what I'm going to be discussing is I'm just going to be continuing the discussion about the newly released Metatrader 4 ExpertAdvisor. And I didn't say it very smooth, but hey, it is what it is. I know how to trade. I may not be a great video person, but here it is. Okay, so I'm just going to pick up from where we left off on the last video. And it's really important to understand that this ExpertAdvisor is just it's as simple as it's going to get for you to capture, save, and use Metatrader 4 data for technical analysis, for replays. Replay is a bit of a teaser there because I will actually be sharing with you a replay widget at some point in time. I'm not making any promises on the date, but that's definitely in the works. All right, so let's just start here. Let's just jump in where we were on the last video and take it from there. I don't know how many videos it's going to take to walk through this, but I want to really walk through this so you have a clear understanding of data, tick data, and how it relates to price data and how the data that is actually being captured can be used. All right, so let's just move this out of the way. And here we are. This is where we left off. This is the spreadsheet as it was. And I was basically discussing seconds between ticks. Now, I don't want to go through this again since I've already gone through it. If you want to understand what I'm showing you here, go back to part 1. All right? I'm moving forward here. So we talked about seconds. So we talked about symbol, bid price, ask price, spread, volume, tick data, or also on chart time, seconds between. The next thing is local date and time. Now here's a really, really cool feature because your local time, in other words, that's your time, like I'm Central Time. And so my time doesn't match up with the chart time. And it's really important or really helpful to be able to match up chart time with local time. It gives you the ability to understand, okay, when was this that I was looking at this? When was it that I would have been trading this? And then you can look at it on the chart. It's a very helpful tool. See, daylight savings time will skew those two times. And it can be, historically, if you don't have local date and time, it's really hard to understand when you actually would have been trading that. Or even if you would have been trading it, depending on your trading session, there's an hour one way or the other way, and if you're really rigorous about your sessions, you want to know if this applies to your session or not, and so this is a great way to start. Also, GMT time, which is Greenwich Mean Time, which gives you a third time reference. So you can actually take all this data and sync it up. Let's say I had my export data, my data that I captured, and we took your data that you captured, and we took somebody else's data that was captured. So we took those 3 pieces of data. Well, by using GMT time, we could actually sync all 3 of those data sets together and match them up. So it's really cool. So like if we were using multiple brokers, because brokers, from broker to broker, the price data varies. And even within brokers, I already talked about this a little bit, even within the same broker, multiple servers, if they have multiple servers, then the price data from server to server is going to change. So there's a lot of variance in Forex data. And if you were wanting to do some cross-broker studies or cross-server studies, the GMT date time gives you that ability. So you can see it's really simple data, but it's extremely robust in what it's capturing. It gives you a lot of flexibility to do data analysis, to do different studies, and a way to develop a thesis and to work towards building an edge. See, I mean, as a trader, our end goal is to find an edge, a profitable edge. And once we have that edge, then it's just a matter of trading consistently, and then as we master consistency, then it's all about scaling up our positions. So we don't have to do anything different, we just have to start taking bigger positions, and suddenly we'll start making more and more money. And that's the beautiful thing with Forex trading. You can scale up. All right, but there's things you got to master before that, and you know that's so critical. All right, so let's pop back here to this the chart that I showed you on the very first video. And remember, I added the EA. So if we go here, I'm in Metatrader 4. I did a right click, and right here it says Expert Advisors. Now I click Properties, and you can see that this is the one I have installed. So the Expert Advisor, the current one is SaveMT4TickData Build 17. We can go in here, we can look some of the settings, but we don't need to change any of this. Inputs, there's nothing here to really change. Okay, just click OK. It does all of that for you automatically. Now, let me go ahead and do Expert Advisors remove. Okay. Now, in the very first video when I introduced this Expert Advisor, I provided you with a download link and showed you how to do that and how to install it. And I'm just going to show you within Metatrader 4 how you would drop it on, okay? So let's go back here. So we're going to go to File. The easiest way to get to where your key Metatrader 4 data folders are is by clicking on the File menu and then going. Now here's the thing, if yeah, it's still there. I was going to say F11 toggles your menu buttons on and off. Okay, all I'm doing right now is clicking F11, and you can see it's hiding and showing, displaying. Okay, so click on File menu, open Data folder, and one second here, and that will bring us to our Metatrader folder. So if you look right here, you can see C, Program Files, x86, Awanda. That's the install, the name of the install. Okay. And now we're going to go to MQL4 and Experts, and that's where the actual file is saved. All right. Now we go back to the MQL4 folder, and we go to Files, and that is where you're going to find the data that's being saved, that's being captured and saved with the Expert Advisor, right? So at this point there are no Expert Advisors, and you can see. Notice right here, so I'm right-clicking. It doesn't give me the Expert Advisor option. Okay, so we go here, we click on the navigator, which is the yellow. Let me do it real quick. Okay, I just took a picture here, a quick picture of the menu. I'm just going to zoom in for you. So right here, let's go ahead and just draw this. Actually, let's go with red. Okay, and right here, this button is the button you want to click. Okay. So let's go back to Metatrader 4. Okay, so you can click on that and see how it opens up the navigator. It's a toggle, so if I click on it again, it hides it, or I can do Control-N. Hit Control-N again, same thing, it's a toggle, and let's look at that real quick again. You see right down here how it says navigator, and then at the end it shows you Control-N. Well, the Control-N is your Control key plus the N key. So if you hold down your Control key, press your N, you will open the navigator window or close it. Open, close, okay? So it's open. Now again, I'm in my demo account, so here are, if you're not sure where you're at here, you have indicators, expert advisors, just click on the plus by the expert advisors, and then right here it says SaveMT4TickData -build-017. So we highlight it or we click on it and we drag it over the chart and let it go, click OK, and that's it. It's done. There's nothing more to do. So Control-N, I close that window. I don't need that anymore. Now let's go back to the File, Open Data folder, MQL4, double-click that, and Files, because we want to look at the export the data being captured, right? Double-click Files, and you can see we just started, and what it does, it'll start, so the EA started at 2:16 at 12 p.m. my time. However, it shows it down here as 2:06, and this is chart time. So the 20th hour, 0 minutes, and then seconds, 30 seconds. And then you see it increments the number. So we have, let me order this so that won't, 216, yeah, there we go. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so it starts at 0, so we don't have a new file. But what happens is it starts with 0 at the last number, and then it increments that number. So the next file is 1, 2, 3, has the same date and timestamp. And so the importance is you can tell how long you were running that particular capture session. And you can just let it run all day long. You don't have to be sitting in front of your computer. It'll just continue to capture the data. So, you know, Metatrader Forex trading is 24 hours, 5 days a week. So you can literally, at the open of the week, and make sure that your chart's open, and the EA will capture data all week long without any problems. Okay? Now, important, if you're going to be capturing data from multiple pairs, it's really important if we go into Tools, Options, and we click on the Chart tab, Charts tab. Down here we have max bars in history, max bars in chart, And you really want to drop max bars in chart down to something like 2,500. Click OK. Close. Sorry about that. That was the previous recording. I told you I'm not a video whiz here. Okay. Now I'm going to open that. Again, let's go here. There we go. I'm opening it. So I changed. Drag this back down here so we can see it. Okay. So I went into Tools, Options, and I changed the bars in chart. I made it smaller. And the point is that the bigger that number is, the more calculations and processing that Metatrader 4 has to do in real time. So you want to keep that down to a minimum. And really, I would say just have one install of Metatrader 4 and just use it for capturing your data, and then open another one and use that for your trading. That way it won't interfere with you capturing data. Okay, so let's open up a second chart. So right here we have Market Watch, and hang on, I'm going to zoom in on that one again. One second here. Make sure we can see it really well. Okay. So let's zoom in, page down. There we go. Okay. So when I mark this, this is your Market Watch button. It's a toggle button. You click it, it opens it, click it, it closes it, open, close, okay? And then down here, this little description tells you it's Market Watch, but it also tells you Control M, which means you hold down the Control key plus the letter M, and it toggles the same way like you click in the button, all right? So I can click on that. It opens and closes the Market Watch window. If I do Control M, whoops, hang on. I must have something else grabbing that hotkey, unfortunately. Yep. I use a lot of macros, so something else is using Control M right now, but that's fine. Anyways, I'm going to click on the button, open up the Market Watch, and there we go. So we have Euro US open. Let's pick something else. Let's go to like a completely, let's go USD JPY. Okay, I'm going to change the template. Let's just go to the black and white chart. Makes it easier. And there we go. I have to clean up that template. Okay, so now let's go back to the Navigator window, highlight, click and drag the SaveMT4 TickData Build 17 EA, click OK, and boom, it's on. We're in a 30-minute. Let's drop this down to M1. We can see a little more M1 activity. So we have, see, it's actually ticked. So let's go back to the files. So click on File, Open Data Folder, double click on MQL4, double click on Files, and now you see I'll zoom in on that for you as well, okay? And now you see it just started, as soon as you start getting data coming through, it creates a new file for that pair. So you see right here we've been it's been running for Euro USD. Now it's running for USD JPY. All right. And so that walks you through just the basics of setting up the EA and finding the data files. All right. So I'm going to end this right here. Again, I have no idea how many videos it's going to take to actually walk through this, but I want to walk through everything so you have a really clear understanding of it. Again, this is James Possible. Thank you so much for joining me. We will just pick up from where I left off on the on this video for the next video, and work our way through, and eventually you'll have a really solid understanding of what this brand new Metatrader 4 ExpertAdvisor can do for you. Absolutely the easiest way to capture, save, and use Metatrader 4 price data. So thank you for joining me. I'll see you on the next video.